What's up guys, Dave here for our weekly show. This is the show where we talk about the entire week's recap, a Q&A, and what's going on in the car world. So first things first, quick little shout out to my new store. They made really nice new merch. So if you're interested in that, I have a discount code and here it is right here. So those shirts directly support me. And one other thing too guys is my Smiles Per Gallon key tags sold out almost instantly, so I just want to thank all of you guys for doing that. That was amazing, and you can pre-order those as well. There's going to be more made. Along with that is Be About It tags are being made as we speak, so get excited for that as well. So let's talk about the new car. Boom, there it is, S13 240SX Coupe. I looked around at other things, but all of a sudden I got car fever again, and I was thinking, what could I do for a drift project build, because so many people wanted me to drift the other 240, and I was like, well, I love 240s, I love how they drive and everything else. I found this one. It has a 1JZ VVTi already in the car, so I pretty much bought the swap, you know. I got the car for a pretty decent price, and it needs a ton of work. This car is in rough shape. I mean, not only that, I found out that the VIN number has a typo in it. When does that happen? Other than that, the car is a lot of fun to drive. However, it smells like straight fuel. The power cord is going through the cabin. Why? From both sides. And along with that, the freaking battery, to make the fans work, you have to connect through the trunk. You have to pop open the trunk, put it on the battery, turn it, and then you get to drive. That's what happens. The good thing though is the 1J runs great. However, the Greddy intercooler in the front, the bracket is broken, so it is zip tied on. It's all these little things. The car has to be tidied up, and I plan on doing a full drift car build with this vehicle. However, I really need a sponsor, and Wheelwell has really stepped up to the plate. However, they don't really take the build seriously, that I'm with them and on their side on the social networking site, and I'm gonna be using that social networking site to post everything about this build, that build, and even the Mustang. The great thing about Wheelwell is that whatever part I put on the car, there's gonna be a link to buy it right next to it. So if you wanted to make a complete clone of my Blue 240, you're gonna be able to do it. Not that I advise it, but I'm just saying you will be able to. With this car, you're gonna follow it along the way, and Wheelwell said they will help me build this car and back me up if I get 5,000 to 10,000 Wheelwell followers at the start. So guys, please in the link description below, if you wanna see this drift car happen and let me really do it right, please follow me on Wheelwell in this description below. It's free and it's an amazing website. It's kind of like the evolution of a car forum where people help each other out, and this time they'll actually have the links to the parts that the people need when they need help. With this car, dude, I mean, it is everything a 240 should be. It has some kind of like JDM spray paint thing on the fender, but the fender's bashed in. The diff is welded, and the suspension is so low that when I put new wheels and tires on it, I just drove it around a little bit. I might have skidded a little bit. Cord is now showing on one of my tires. Don't worry, it's used tire, so we're not gonna sweat it too much. Also, big shout out to Ambit Wheels. They're the same company that put the wheels on the Blue 240. They instantly hooked me up when they heard I was doing a drift car, and they gave me these amazing wheels. So I'm super stoked. I'm super stoked to be doing a coupe as well. Now that I've done a hatch, I'm really excited I'm doing a coupe. And if you guys want to see an idea of what I want the car to look like, here's a little screenshot. You might remember it from my Horizon review. That was actually a sneak peek on what I want the car to look like in the end. So let's hope it works out. If you want to see this drift car happen, please check it out on Wheelwell. Check it out on all my other social medias. And let's get to the Q&A. And thank you guys so much for watching so far. All right, first question is by Steven, and he asked, what is the best driving road you've ever experienced? For me, a lot of people would say like Tail of the Dragon or Pacific Coast or anything like that. But I went with these random roads I don't remember, and they were in Kentucky. I did a video with like a whole bunch of Mustangs in Kentucky about 2 years ago, and we did this really long cruise like through the cliff sides of Mount Sterling, Kentucky, and it was fan-freaking-tastic. It was awesome. So link to this right here. Hannah asks, when did your passion for cars start? I would say the biggest moment that got me into cars was when I got my driver's license. When I actually physically started driving, that's when I was super into it, and that's when I like drove places just to drive and just have fun and enjoy the experience. And cars ever since then have been in my blood. If you could only use one engine in your cars for the rest of your life, what would it be? 2JZ. It's overall a fun engine, the way the power comes on, and that's why I put it in my 240SX. It's a Toyota, it's Japanese, it's reliable when you do it right, and it sounds awesome. Andrew asks, if you weren't doing YouTube, what would your job be? Well, with my degree, it's a bachelor's degree in cinema television, so I would probably be doing something at like an indie film studio or something along those lines. I'd probably be like a boom guy or a sound guy, or producing was never for me. Video editing, I couldn't do that if it wasn't stuff I was passionate for, and that's why I do this instead, because I have full control and it's a lot more fun that way. Plus I get to do car stuff. So Zach asked, throughout the build of the 240, did you ever feel like it was never going to be finished or at the point it is now? I would say in November, that's how I felt, and especially going into the body work. When we went into the body work, that is when I really felt like we were making progress. That's when we did a bunch of the bolt-ons and the brakes and everything else, and that's when I was just like, is this car ever gonna get done? Because when we brought it home, it was a complete mess. The brake lines were everywhere, the wiring was everywhere. I mean, it was just an absolute catastrophic mess. And I had no idea what I was going to be doing, and it's all thanks to one of my friends, Brianna, and she brought me to Evolve Tuning, and that is where I would say was a big turning point, but you also always hit roadblocks along the way like we are right now. Justin asks, how did you get through your last breakup? I'm struggling to be happy even with all the car stuff. So how I did it was stay as busy as freaking possible. I made everything about me and my business and making YouTube better and trying to get through this move to Atlanta. With everything that had happened when I moved to Atlanta, I just focused on getting better, and that is 100% what all my focus was. You know, put in more work if you can, go to the skate park, get stress relief, do stuff that you like outside of, say, car stuff. Do anything and everything to make yourself happy, and eventually you're gonna find somebody else. Dakota asks, how did you even out cars in schooling while you were enrolled? When I was in school, some of my first videos came out for the car stuff, and not that many videos came out often because all my focus was on school. And if I had the time to make a video, I would, but I rarely had the time. But a lot of people on YouTube now, like Adam and everybody else, do YouTube and school, and I have to give them a ton of credit because I wouldn't want to do it. Also, when I started going to like car events and car meets, my grades started dropping. So that's when I knew I had to get my crap together. And I pretty much locked myself in the library after that. Prince asks, ever thought about saving up for a more exotic car? So my channel overall is a lot of tuner cars, and the exotic reviews I always do if I have the opportunity, because exotics have a huge part of my heart. I absolutely adore them. And being able to drive the Lambos and the 918 and everything else was a huge privilege. But it also made me realize that I need to be very comfortable financially to do that. And that's why I went for more like tuner cars and have more fun, and you don't have a lot of big car payments and insurance and all that. I just wanted to wait for that down the road when I was a little bit more settled in Atlanta, and then maybe later in life I'll save up for something a little more exotic. Right now though, I'm happy where I am. Last question, David asks, what is the best thing that happened to you since you became a full-time YouTuber? It's the people I have met. I have met Koenigsegg and CEOs of like huge companies that I really look up to, and I've also met other YouTubers, and that's who I relate with the most, and they are my friends. And if it wasn't for YouTube, I would never be in Atlanta, and now I pretty much have family at this shop, and I couldn't be more blessed with that. I met the best people in my life through YouTube, but it's also through cars, so let's not forget that. So it was like a domino effect. It was college, get it done. I want to do oh, I just flicked you off, I'm sorry. College, get it done. Then do YouTube. then after that, you know, progress. And then with the progress, I kept stepping up tier and tier and tier. And then eventually in the media, in the car world, you end up meeting almost everyone. I'm pretty sure I've met just about every auto journalist on YouTube except, like, you know, Top Gear and the Clarkson and all that. That's pretty much all that's left. Still want to meet my Mighty Car mods too, so that'd be fun. All right, guys, thank you all so much for watching this quick little video update. I hope you enjoyed this 240 and that 240. So now we're in a multiple 240 squad. So that's going to be interesting. Let's not break too much. I hope not. With the week's recap of the 2 Skylines and this weekend of the BMW i8 video, I think we've had a good week. And I think we have a good future ahead of us. And make sure to follow me on Wheelwell, and I'll see you guys there. Have a fantastic day.